Hello and welcome to YNWA Transfer News, your ultimate source for all Liverpool FC transfer news. Our first news is this. Liverpool handed Rodrygo transfer update as new destination emerges for Kostas Tsimikas. Liverpool have less than 2 weeks to complete their transfer business for the summer, and there is plenty that could happen before the deadline. The Reds have been busy in terms of new signings so far this summer, with 8 new additions confirmed for Arne Slot's squad. So far, Liverpool have signed Jeremy Frimpong, Hugo Ekitike, Giovanni Leoni, Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez, Georgi Mamardashvili, Armin Pexi and Freddie Woodman, and there is the potential for more to come. The Reds have until September 1st to complete their transfer business and could also sanction some exits before the deadline. Slot's side are currently preparing to face Newcastle United on Monday night in their next Premier League fixture. And we have taken a look at some of the latest Liverpool transfer news and gossip that has emerged over the last 24 hours. Rodrygo update. Liverpool are continuing to be linked with a move for Real Madrid star Rodrigo. Journalist Jorge Nicola has provided an update on the Brazilian's future, with Liverpool mentioned in his report. It has been claimed on Nicola's latest YouTube video that the Reds are one of 2 potential destinations for the attacker if he leaves Madrid this summer, with Manchester City, the other club, reportedly interested. The report claims that Rodrigo is expected to leave Madrid for a move to the Premier League this summer, increasing the chances of a potential transfer to Liverpool. Kostas Tsimikas. Wanted Liverpool defender Kostas Tsimikas is once again being linked with a move away from the club. Foot Mercado have reported that Marseille are showing an interest in signing Tsimikas before the transfer window closes. The left-back has not been part of Liverpool's matchday squad for the win over Bournemouth in the Premier League and defeat to Crystal Palace in the Community Shield amid ongoing speculation about his future. The report goes on to claim that Tsimikas' exit is likely to be given the go-ahead following the arrival of Milos Kerkez. From Hell to Heaven. How Ryan Gravenberch's Bayern Munich nightmare turned into a Liverpool dream. Ryan Gravenberch arrived in Bavaria in the summer of 2022 as the ballyhooed midfield wonder kid of a highly promising transfer group for Bayern Munich. None of them made it, and not all of them are thriving. But Gravenberch, 23, is in dreamland. The Ajax Academy product is coming off a stellar season for Liverpool, starting 37 Premier League games in Arne Slot's title-winning debut season as manager. Even as the Reds have completely remade their attack, Gravenberch looks like one of the key men to hold it all together in central midfield. Hard to imagine just a couple seasons ago. I was going crazy in my head. Gravenberch reflected of his time in Munich in comments captured by British tabloid Mirror. Bayern won the title that lone season Gravenberch was there, in what would be the last in a string of 11 consecutive Bundesliga triumphs for the German record champions. But playing a bit role was hard on the new arrival. Was happy we were champions, but my contribution was small. I know we stood there as champions, but I did not feel like a champion at all. It was a totally different feeling from all the other times I won trophies, Gravenberch added. Under then-head coach Julian Nagelsmann, I would go 3 matches in a row spending 90 minutes watching my team. That is when I started to go crazy in my head. In the winter, I was totally done with it. During the last 2 months of the season, under Thomas Tuchel, I got more minutes than in the entire period before. I remember how I felt at Bayern, but I know I have managed to climb out of that low, and that is what I am proud of. Thankfully for Gravenberch, he had his parents to help him during those low periods. The Mirror article goes on to relay comments from his father to the Dutch magazine Helden. The football world is hard, Gravenberch Sr. said, and people in that world are too. A lot was said about him, but people forgot this was a young boy of 21. The whole Bayern Munich adventure never worked out like he expected. He was working really hard, but he was never given a chance to shine. At that time, we could not dream that he would get a transfer to Liverpool and that Arne Slot would become his coach. When I look at what has happened to him with Slot and Liverpool, I have to say in all honesty that he has gone from hell to heaven. What will make Newcastle sell Alexander Isak to Liverpool, revealed by Sky Sports reporter. A Sky Sports reporter has revealed the two conditions that must be met before Newcastle begrudgingly sell Alexander Isak to Liverpool. Isak released a statement on social media on Tuesday night to put forward his version of events in the summer's biggest transfer saga. Part of the Newcastle striker's statement read, "The reality is that promises were made, and the club has known my position for a long time. To now act as if these issues are only emerging is misleading. When promises are broken and trust is lost, the relationship can't continue. That's where things are for me right now, and why change is in the best interests of everyone, not just myself." Newcastle quickly responded with a statement of their own, with the most newsworthy aspect being the club strongly suggesting they do not believe a sale is in their best interests. As explained to Alex and his representatives, we must always take into consideration the best interests of Newcastle United, the team and our supporters in all decisions, and we have been clear that the conditions of a sale this summer have not transpired. The statement read, "We do not foresee those conditions being met. Precisely what those conditions are that would free up Isak to join Liverpool in the final fortnight of the window have now been revealed." Sky Sports reporter Keith Downey, who specializes in covering Newcastle, stated, "Newcastle talked last night about the conditions of a sale. There were two conditions. One, the valuation of the player is 150 million. That is what Newcastle's valuation is. I still think they would probably do a deal for a little bit less than that. But I think Liverpool's 110 million offer that landed a few weeks ago is way short. So if Liverpool were to really seriously want Isak, they would have to come to the table with a higher bid. The second is that Newcastle need to find a replacement. They tried on Benjamin Sesko, they tried on Hugo Ekitike, failed on both of those. They're actually even struggling right now, as we can see, to bring in a replacement for Callum Wilson, who left on a free contract. We've been telling you for weeks now that they've been trying to sign Wissa from Brentford. But he's seen as the Callum Wilson replacement rather than the Alexander Isak replacement, so they can't even get the second striker in, if you like. If they were able to land Wissa in the next few days, and I am expecting a bid in the next couple of days, and Liverpool came to the table offering 130 million, then Newcastle might have a decision to make. However, it would leave them very light on striker reinforcements. According to Downey, Isak to Liverpool can still happen if the Reds bid much closer to 150 million, and Newcastle signed two new strikers. As alluded to, an improved bid for Wissa was expected and has now been tabled. Newcastle hopeful of concluding Wissa. Deal multiple sources have confirmed Newcastle have bid 40 million, 35 million plus 5 million in add-ons, for Wissa. Reports in recent days suggested Brentford had moved the goalposts and slapped a hefty 60 million valuation on the frontman. However, updates from Ben Jacobs, Fabrizio Romano, and Keith Downey offered hope a deal will get done. Jacobs wrote on X, Newcastle make a 35 million plus 5 million offer to Brentford for Wissa. Wissa has made it clear to Newcastle he wants the move. Romano stated on the same platform. Wissa asked Brentford again to join Newcastle after new bid on the table worth 40 million package. Wissa believes there was pact for his exit this summer and hopes for green light to join the NUFC project. Downey added on X. Newcastle have today made a new offer to Brentford for Wissa, 35 million plus 5 million add-ons, 40 million package. NUFC are awaiting a response from Brentford but are hopeful. Newcastle's opening bid for the striker last month was 25 million. Talks resumed today between the clubs, as they would yesterday. They are now in direct talks and hoping to close. Unfortunately for the Magpies, a subsequent update from David Ornstein revealed Brentford have rejected the 40 million proposal. Ornstein stressed Wissa remains intent on forcing through a move, while Jacob stated Newcastle are now assessing whether to return with another bid. Other strikers Newcastle are eyeing include Goncalo Ramos, Samu Agahawa, and Jorgen Strand Larsen. Liverpool, meanwhile, are very ready to improve their offer for Isak. If given encouragement, Newcastle will negotiate. That is according to Romano, who also noted Liverpool have not even approached another striker, such as their determination to sign Isak. Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal. Here we go for 60 Miners deal as Gunners hijack transfer ahead of Leeds and Liverpool. Liverpool could face a rejuvenated Arsenal later this month, with the Gunners making a big move in the transfer market last season. Liverpool and Arsenal were the two main contenders for the Premier League title before Arne Slot's men pulled away to be crowned champions with 4 games to spare. The two clubs are expected to be among the man challengers again this term. Alongside Manchester City, it makes the pair's meeting on Sunday, August 31st, all the more intriguing. The pair will do battle at Anfield after drawing 2-2 in their last meeting on Merseyside, which came after Liverpool had claimed the title. While that game did not turn out to be important in the outcome of the title, the meeting later this month could have huge ramifications on who finishes top in May. It might only be the 3rd game for both clubs, but every point is precious. It makes the coming week all the more interesting, as both clubs will have an eye on what the other is doing on the transfer market, with the Reds strongly linked with Newcastle United striker Alexander Isak. Arsenal suffer major injury blow ahead. Of Liverpool clash before Liverpool and Arsenal meet at Anfield, they are both in action this weekend. The Gunners host newly promoted Leeds United after their 1-0 win over Everton on Monday, while the Reds make the trip to Newcastle. Kai Havertz is highly unlikely to face Liverpool in just over a week, as David Ornstein has reported. The forward has suffered an injury. He said on X, Arsenal forward Kai Havertz set for spell out with knee injury. He added that the assessment of the injury was at an early stage and the duration of his absence was unclear. However, it does not appear to be a short-term issue, as Arsenal are now actively exploring transfer market for signing to strengthen attack and provide cover. Arsenal land Eberechi ease and poised to get him in time for Liverpool. In another huge twist in what appears a non-stop transfer market, Arsenal have hijacked Tottenham Hotspur's deal for Crystal Palace ace Eberechi Ez. The Gunners might not get a deal over the line in time for their clash with Leeds, as Ez is set to play for the Eagles on Thursday night. However, Arsenal, crucially, have plenty of time to get a deal done before playing Liverpool at Anfield. Crystal Palace to receive package in excess of 60 Miners, as Ez preferred AFC over Spurs. Arsenal win race over Tottenham, been in advanced talks for days but never sealed. While the day started out as a tough one for Arsenal, who look set to lose Havertz ahead of an important game against Liverpool, their 60 Miners deal for Ez could seriously improve their ranks, and their hopes of giving the Reds a tough test at Anfield in just over a week. Nunez transfer to Al Hilal signals end of Liverpool era. Nunez is packing his bags for Riyadh, trading Anfield's cop for Al Hilal's deep pockets. After 3 seasons, 40 goals, and enough missed chances to fill a blooper reel, his Liverpool chapter is drawing to a close. The Saudi Pro League side will pay an initial 46 million plus add-ons, while Liverpool pockets yet another tidy sum in a summer where sales are already touching 200 million. So how does this play out for the Reds? Well, besides finding themselves short of a striker, they now have the enviable problem of splashing fresh cash in a transfer market that looks like Black Friday in slow motion. Nunez move. Why Al Hilal? Over Milan or others? AC Milan tried to sneak in late, but let's be honest. Romantic Serie A charm cannot compete with Riyadh's mega checkbook. Nunez, still just 26, will link up with Simone Inzaghi, where finishing drills will probably come with hazard warnings. For Hilal, it's a statement signing. For Liverpool, it's an open invitation to rethink their attack. Nunez departure opens door for Liverpool targets. With Hugo Ekitike already in, the Reds are reportedly pressing for Alexander Isak. Newcastle slapped a 150-meter sticker on him, basically saying, "Look, but don't touch." Yet, with Isak skipping preseason tours and avoiding new contracts, there's an outside chance Liverpool prize him away. Still, don't expect FSG to toss monopoly money like oil sheiks. Author's take. A goodbye and a what next. Here's my 2 cents. Nunez leaving is the right call. He was chaos incarnate, sometimes glorious, often exasperating. Liverpool can't afford another season of what could have been. The real gamble isn't losing him, it's overpaying for the next shiny striker. If Isak's price stays stratospheric, maybe sit tight. Football history reminds us, panic buys usually age worse than milk in the sun. Thank you for watching. Like and comment, subscribe.